Okay, we got a siding job out in Hamburg Way that we're looking at. We're going to give them the option to remove or go over the existing wood shake. The shake is laying fairly flat, and when you go over it with a foam board, you keep the dead air space between the new foam and the shake where this lap is here. So you create a dead air space when you go from top to bottom, and that helps the R factor of the board. So we'll give them an option from a 1/2 inch up to as much as an inch. The only problem is it builds your windows out. And provisions can be made to do that. So it's either that or the board goes back. We're just going to set the numbers separately for the tear off. This fence, the customer's going to have all this stuff moved out of the way. We'll end up probably taking that fence off of there, setting it aside to do our work, and then we might end up having to shave a little off of there. So this is back side of the house. We're going to open up the soffits a little bit more and make sure that the insulation's not blocking any airflow. Our bird's mouths are going to be cut squared when it's all said and done, and then obviously we got a big overhang, which is probably close to about 2.5 feet. I'll measure that on the main house. We'll end up putting in a block here for him to mount. We'll have a block to define his garden hose here, and then we'll be kind of pulling these trees back a little bit to do our work. Decipher which wires are good and which ones are no good, that they can cut them and get them out of the way. Down on this deck, we're going to end up flashing over top, so we'll have to pre-flash it if we tear the siding off. If we don't tear the siding off, we're going to just flash over this and go out about 1 inch onto the deck. Same over there. The siding does have to come off at the bottom section over here where they used to have a garden that rotted out the bottom course of siding here. So whether we tear the whole siding off or anything, this area here we can make special provisions for it, but we don't know. Hopefully the rot didn't go into the framing. They'll probably call NYSEG to get this electrical box disconnected so we can put in a plate. This looks like the only door that's going to have to be trimmed. Now there's something crooked going on here, because you can see the left side of this door where you got about 1.5 inches of wood, and over here it grows to almost 2 inches. So either the door's crooked or something crooked in there. So they got their swimming pool stuff that leads into the garage right in there. So those will have to be worked around. Go up front. Okay. It's kind of nice with this pool is it's got a pass-through gate that we can go from side to side, so we don't have to walk around to get this inside stuff. The gutters are only a couple years old, so we're going to remove those, set them aside, and reinstall them. And there is a gutter, like a filter system up there. Downspouts, the thing about that is, depending on where this corner changes, some of these downspouts might struggle being lined up. We're going to work around the electrical and the AC units in here. We'll end up probably, looks like we'll be able to get the siding in behind this post. We got plenty of room to put the vinyl siding in there. Okay, window's gonna stay. If we want, we can probably, what wouldn't be a bad idea is to define that with some 2x4 and at least trim it out with a white aluminum to go with the house. And we got the peaks to be done. We got a little bit of something going on with that fascia board popping out at the gable end. We want to address. Oh shit, there's a step there. Lights off and on with light blocks. They're gonna decipher where they want to put vertical back up on the front or something different. So go from there. Give me the options for the shutters. Where the gutters die into the roof line, we want to cut those gutters back about 4 to 6 inches. We want to make sure all that roofing is flashed and step flashed properly. And then of course we have to pay special attention if we tear this off, or we don't. We got to make sure that the water at that end cap is always being diverted onto the siding. So they got a brick ledge across here, mailbox definition, option for the shutters. We got 3 sets of shutters on the front, and this is just a plain Jane wall. If they wanted to do some accenting on the front wall, maybe do the peak in a wood shake and do a horizontal down below with some nice color scheme, that'd be pretty cool. And then around the right side of the house, you still got the opposite side of this fence. There isn't anything here we got to deal with other than we got the water reader for their water usage, and that's it. So we'll get these together and see what we can come up with.